I think really depending on where you live, you might there might be like added social pressure to like look a certain way, or maybe depending on your social class, like if there's like kind of some
What do you mean
pressure.
social class?
Like let's just say you're trying to date someone that's from more of a well-to-do family, and you're more of a lower class person. You're trying to work your way up to kind of meet the parents' needs. You might feel a pressure to, oh shit, I need to get a better job. I need to maybe invest a bit more to make some more money. So I think it just really depends on like where about you live, where in the world you're living, and how you interact with that. Because living here in SoCal, I think there's certain like invisible constructs that we have where people judge you based upon appearance,
Sure.
based upon monetary things.
I don't think that's a SoCal thing though. Only right,
It's
like that.
it's not
That
it's,
goes,
it's not, but
but maybe more prevalent here.
it's definitely like a spearhead out here
Yeah.
because it's a very beautiful area out here, and people just we're not really in the same social circles. We have these freeways that kind of separate everyone into different neighborhoods, and we don't have like a very kind of close knit
There's just too many people here.
community where we can all get together. We're divided and separated just by the way that everything is built around here. So we automatically judge, based upon people we see, and we make these quick judgments and assumptions. And I feel that adds a lot of pressure to living out here in SoCal. So
Do you think that's a younger generation thing or an older generation? Doesn't matter. Like, there's no age barrier.
I don't think there's an age barrier, but
Or do you think you get to a point where you're just like, I don't give a shit anymore?
yeah,
Like, I wear what I want when I want. I do what I want.
yeah. Eventually, people do get to that point, but I feel like social media has really added to the fuel to the fire because you see on IG and you see on different social medias people showing their best self, their
Right.
best life, and everything's perfect and everything's great. Like try to reach my level.
Right.
So people, without even knowing it, maybe in the subconscious, they feel like this need to shoot. I have to better myself, and I have to meet the criteria that these people
Right.
online are bringing to me.
So what if you're not on social media? Do you think it's still the same, or do you think this is like a social media specific?
I think it's still there, even if you're not on social media.
You still see it?
But maybe at a way lesser level, you feel like way less pressure to,
Yeah.
kind of meet other people's expectations.
See, I think that's where I fall in.
Yeah.
Maybe not you so much. Where would you say you fall in?
I'm kind of in between where like I'm aware of how people,
Like what sells? What's
sells,
what's
what
popular?
doesn't,
Yeah.
like what people want to see, but I don't really feel like a pressure to.
Be that.
Yeah, no. In my younger, my earlier
Yeah.
days.
I think everybody has.
Yeah, especially out of high school, you're trying to find yourself and trying to create an image that you think you want to be, but also maybe other people want you to be as well. So you have to like balance your needs and their needs together to kind of build self-esteem, which that can be very challenging, especially when you're getting outside influences, but you're also trying to hear your voice is growing day by day.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, who are you trying to be? Are you trying to be you, or are you trying to be you for somebody else? That's
Yeah. And that's really, I think, the main goal of this session here is like, who are you and who do you want? What do others want you to be?
right.
Do you want to fit somewhere in that bubble, or do you want to
Be your own person.
branch out and really find yourself and carve who you are as an individual? I think the key thing is to set personal goals though to where you want to be.
Realistic.
Realistic personal goals where it's not like overnight I'm going to become a multimillionaire. Overnight I'm going to become super chiseled, be able to run 10 miles flat. You have to set each day and each week you have to set a small personal goal that you can realistically meet, and then through time, through persistence and patience pays off.
You increase.
You increase, yourself and the things you're able to accomplish. So maybe 6 months down the road, a year down the road, you can meet that one goal that you set out, the lofty goal. But it's not going to happen overnight. You have to make sure you have a lot of patience.
Well, you have to work for it.
And you have to work for
Yeah.
it each and every day.
I think you'd be surprised though. Like even a small goal, like hey, I'm not gonna eat a dessert this week. If you finish that, you're gonna be like, wow, it wasn't so bad. Like
Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
There's gonna be more confidence. You're gonna feel better about yourself.
Maybe I could run for an extra 5 minutes or go an extra half a mile. Just a very small thing that you can walk an extra 10 steps.
That's
And then the next day, walk an extra another 5, 10 steps, and then just increase. And eventually, you set.
in a year you've walked, 10 more steps.
Yeah. So it's not like overnight you just set this huge the goal way up on the mountain that you're gonna have to really work super, like, kill yourself to get there. Like
Maybe you do, maybe you have a long term, like you have a long and a short. You have the long term what you want to be, and then the short how you're gonna get there.
Exactly.
Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Long term versus short term goals.
Have them both.
Have them both.
Have the long term. Have what you want to be in 5 years, where you want to be. And this isn't even specific to, like, the way you look. This could be career wise. This could be financially wise.
Exactly.
Relationship wise.
You can branch it off into
Right.
many different segments. Relationship in terms of your career, physical appearance. So this goes across multiple levels, and it starts with just making the effort in your mind that, hey, I'm going to do this, and there's nothing that's going to stop me.
Well, it's just starting.
It's just starting, and sticking with it. There's one thing you and I have. We have consistency, and we're just we're all
We're
about
getting better.
we're getting better every day. No one's perfect, by the way. We all have our own set of problems, but each day we try to better ourselves just a little bit more. Push the dial forward just a little bit, because eventually that little bit turns into a lot.
Right.
And you just stay consistent.
Well, what you're hoping for is that snowball effect.
The snowball effect, yeah.
Once it picks up momentum, it just keeps going.
And eventually these small habits, that maybe at the gym or at the workplace you put an extra hour or two into what you're doing, that will become the new standard that you'll set yourself to. So you just keep raising the bar and setting new standards for yourself, where you're just like, this isn't good enough, I'm going to become even better. But it started 6 months ago, back when you
Right.
took that first step to do it.
Or you can even do it like on a micro or macro level, where you, like, every morning when I get up, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drink a glass of water.
Yeah.
I'm going to kickstart my body. I'm going to hydrate. And even something small as that.
Or maybe on
beach
the
or-
opposite side of the spectrum, if you're living in the Midwest or the South, people that, it's more about fitting in with society. So it's like, if they eat a lot of, like, more, let's say, higher calorie fried foods,
That's interesting.
they're
Do you have more of an? Do you feel like you need to eat more?
yeah, you exactly.
It's like a reverse.
It's a reverse, yeah, because people are like, oh, look at this, like, skinny person here, like, they think they're good. And then
like skinny shamed.
yeah, exactly. That's a thing.
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing, yeah.
Whoa.
So you might feel kind of ostracized that you're trying to make yourself more fit, but then the general public kind of
But then you alienate yourself.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
the general public kind of looks down because they see this person as, oh, they think they're better than everyone, so they're. But see, it's the opposite trend effect, because a lot of people out in those areas are more.
Skinny shaming is a thing too, and it's not taken or given as a compliment.
Yeah, exactly.
No shit. Skinny shaming is not the same as fat phobia. Jeez. I didn't even know that was a.
It's a real thing.
I didn't
yeah.
even.
I've seen
That's
it
not
before.
even.
Yeah.
But they make you feel bad for not being like where they are.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you might choose a salad, or you just choose to maybe eat a little less, work out a little bit more, and
You get ridiculed for that,
you get ridiculed,
or just maybe you feel like they
or you might feel judged.
Right.
You might feel a bit judged like that.
like, oh wow, you got this salad, like.
So maybe you might live in the Midwest or the southern states where this is more commonly seen, and you feel like you need to kind of break out and still become your own person. You might have a family history of cancer, diabetes, so you don't want to become a statistic. So how would you face this? You would want to make some personal goals to work out, to eat better, eat more organic, and but also not feel
Pressured.
criticized or pressured by your family. So I think this is also very important, where you can just take the time to write out your goals and to be very strong in your opinion of what you want to do, because you will get a lot of slack about what you're doing, and it's important to just kind of find the goal, the small personal and the long-term goals, and to really stay strong with it, because
Or, I mean, find like-minded people
yes,
who think like you. If you want to eat healthy and be healthy, maybe you need to find new friends, or if it's at work, you maybe distance yourself a little bit more, and maybe are there social media groups where it's like, I'm sure there's positive.
Yeah, there's websites like meetup.com where
Yeah,
people
it's
do
the
create
community, that community feel, everybody's working for a shared goal. It's encouraging. Yeah, wow, that's a whole nother ball game that I wasn't really even on my radar.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're having a hard time trying to find the group that you want to find in order to like better yourselves, you can create your own group on like sites like meetup.com.
Have you used that before?
I have, yeah. It's good for like investing or just people that want to live a certain lifestyle.
Like, I think you used it didn't you use it for Disneyland? Wasn't that one? It was
That's
like,
right, yeah.
you had a Disneyland annual pass, and you were finding other people who had passes as well. To go with or just talk to?
Or just to hang out with at Disneyland
Okay.
and stuff. Because at the time, I think I was like the only person that I knew that had one. So I'm just like, I have to go find some people. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's probably your best bet. Didn't you face that a little bit at your work with food?
That is right. That's very true. Yeah, there would be a lot of breakfast kind of entrees or lunch things. They would bring in like pizzas and burgers and donuts and even cheese curds at 8 in the morning.
Yeah,
which was like
I remember
really
that.
foul to see at that time. But yeah, you feel a social pressure if you don't partake in these activities. People think, oh, you're like too good. You're just trying to.
You don't want to connect with us.
Yeah, you're not trying to connect and be part of the quote unquote family unit at work. So you do feel that social pressure to kind of join in on those activities.
What do you do if there's nobody at work that's like-minded? Everybody wants the donuts and the pizza and.
I call it the nibble effect. You look like you're gonna take a little bit. You take a couple nibbles. And then you hide the rest. Maybe take it home.
Do something, dump it, or
just don't feel like you have to. I think that's the key goal right there. Is maybe to be nice. You take a little bit. You take a couple nibbles, but you don't. You stick to your goals. You stick to what you believe in, and you stay strong in what you're doing.
Could you alternatively be like, I want to participate, so I'll bring in a healthy option. Like let's say you want to bring in donuts and pizza, and I'm like, hey, I want to be part of the company family. But I'm going to add this to the smorgasbord of stuff. Or is that no? They're just like, get that shit out of here.
That could probably piss some people off.
Okay.
Maybe bring a little bit of both to kind of appease both ends of the spectrum. But that's very slippery slope because someone that I know in their personal life they brought in a gluten-free item. And this person had a gluten-free kind of thing, but they brought in something like muffins, and this person felt very offended, and they went to HR and complained about that.
That she brought in gluten-free or non-gluten-free?
Non-gluten-free. I believe it was cupcakes. And the person, if they're hearing this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It was in a workplace, and so this person complained, and they called both in, and someone got written up. But see, this is like a very small situation like that.
Well, people are easily offended about everything. Yeah, thick skin also is another topic we can.
So if there's a party and hey, bring in gluten-free and
maybe bring in both.
Bring in both. Right. So everyone's appeased, no one's complaining about anything. I would take that approach in the workplace. Just make sure to
more inclusive and just. Cover all your bases.
Cover all the bases, include everyone, and make sure that everyone's satisfied there, which is very challenging at times, especially when if you have like a limited budget or.
I was say, is there a corporate culture where they're like, "Man, I'm bringing in what I want." Like why am I catering to everybody? I'm bringing in what I like. Is that a thing?
You can definitely take that route, but then there's going.
But I'm saying, is that a thing though? Did you see that?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, but not often because. When people get butt hurt, it's it could be challenging because that slides into
work,
into meetings, and then you just got to deal with people that are just in sour, negative moods. So, how do you
over food?
It can really be something that small. It can, It could be an email. It can be a food item.
I would just surround yourself with positive things.
Exactly, which ties back into what we're all about. It's about spreading that positive message.
Cutting out the negative.
Cutting out the negative and looking at things from different perspectives, because I think sometimes we have a challenging time to put ourselves in
More
other people's
closed-minded.
Yeah, we have a hard time putting ourselves in other people's shoes and seeing how they feel about it.
Well, perfect example, the skinny shaming thing.
Yes.
Like, it wasn't that I wasn't being open-minded. It is I genuinely didn't know that was a thing that people go through.
Yeah, it's a challenging thing at times, but no, that's why we created this, to, continue this positive message and to give you a different outlook into maybe if there's something I'm doing wrong or I feel I'm doing something.
Everything. Like, that's gonna be the comment.
Because who knows? Maybe there's that one person that you're pissing off that you don't realize you're doing that, or you're making them feel bad.
Put yourself in someone else's shoes.
But it's because you're maybe not seeing the direction
Sure.
they're coming from. Maybe they're just having certain things they're going through in their life, and we're just trying to incorporate all these different mindsets so you can have a clear perspective of, what the other person is going through.
Just maybe some sympathy.
Some sympathy.
Empathy.
Empathy, and how you can interact with that person to make things better, more positive, and for everyone to hopefully feel a little more happy in a workplace or in a family environment. Yeah.
It's empathy.
Yes.
What's sympathy?
I think it's just important to remember, because we live, once again, part of the channel, we live here out in SoCal, and
There's probably a little bit more than other places, I would say.
yeah, there's definitely an added sense of pressure here to look and feel not even to just look, like to feel and present this life to everyone. There's this added kind of artificial pressure because there's a lot of successful people out
Right.
here, and a lot of media and social attention gets put on them.
Sure.
So a lot of people, even at the bottom, they're going through a lot. They feel the need to kind of elevate their life too, even though that's not authentic. They're not living a very authentic life if they're trying to constantly, I gotta be better to appease other people. So I think finding the balance to your life, setting small goals to eventually lead to the main goal you want to achieve in your life. I think that's very important, especially in an area like SoCal where you feel so much weight on your shoulders to become quote unquote the best.
Okay. I'm down to end it there, right?